Sorry for the delay of me reviewing this movie, but considering the fact that I was busy and I had to go to a graduation and stuff like that, I guess it really goes to show that I have a lot going on once I'm done with college tomorrow. But nonetheless, here's my spoiler-free review of Avengers Endgame, the continuation of Avengers Infinity War. Now, after watching this entire movie from beginning to end, I can tell that this is probably one of the most emotional movies Marvel has ever made. Now, just to let you know, I did watch all the Marvel movies, only the Avenger movies and the Incredible Hulk, but considering the fact that you might get some information about the other movies in this, if you can tell that they put a lot of effort for the final Avengers movie. Yes, there is a possibility that the Avengers could come back, but I'm gonna get to that onto why this is gonna be the final Avengers movie. Now, I'm going to say right now, for a continuation after Infinity War, I really think that the plot of this movie really has something really interesting, because I know I'm not going to spoil a lot for anyone who didn't see the movie. The thing that they do is time travel so they can get the stones and stuff in order to stop Thanos. And to be quite honest, it's really interesting because we get to see callbacks to all your movies, which is the Avengers movies from 2012. And again, the comedy and the action is just perfect in this. It just never gets old, no matter whatever they try to do, no matter what they try to get themselves into and while trying to do the right thing. I really think that this movie really tries the best to do something very original, but at the same time, really makes the price of admission of this movie being 3 hours. I think that some of the characters really have a really good role, mainly Bruce Banner, who's probably going to have a different plot in this, because believe me, it's actually kind of unexpected to see him in this situation, because in the last film, he tries to get himself into the Hulk, but apparently he can't. He just doesn't have the angle anymore to turn himself into the Hulk, but in this, you might need to watch the movie for yourself, because believe me, it's gonna be really shocking, but also hilarious at the same time. And as for Tony Stark in this movie, I can guarantee you that he really tries his best to do something in order to end Thanos from taking over the universe, but considering the fact that he's really having a situation and the odds are completely against him because the team failed to stop Thanos in the last film, I can guarantee you that they probably need to figure out some kind of strategy in order to stop Thanos. Well, if you saw the movie, you might need to understand that Thor needs to think about which body part he needs to have other than, what he did in the last film. Anyway, I really think that this movie does the best for what they can do, especially the ending. But then again, I don't want to spoil a lot. This movie has gotten so much money at the box office, way more than the last movie. So if I spoil anything, it will probably ruin the chances of you ever going to theaters. I really don't want that to happen. Again, spoiler-free reviews. There's no music in the background, and I don't spoil a lot. Not even a bit. As for the roles of some of the characters in this movie, they really work. I mean, they had to split up in order to go do some time travel stuff. They need to go to New York from 2012. The I forgot the place. Sorry, I didn't watch all the movies. The Throne location where Throne lives in 2013. The Galaxies in 2014. And I really think that that's probably an interesting idea to have people split up, because if they go all of them in order, this movie will have been much more longer. And I really think that's probably the biggest issue that people think about movies being this long. But then again, Marvel is just doing everything that they can to make the movies much longer. It's like, can we make our movies much longer so that people will be able to sit through an entire 3 hours? That's basically what I think of this movie. It's kind of like King Kong, but I guess maybe they want to do a lot of build up in order to do 3 hours. Now, other than me not spoiling a lot, I could just say that they probably put a lot of effort and a lot of time in this movie, unlike in Infinity War, because of the emotions. However, when it comes to me picking which movie is slightly better, considering that Endgame was originally called Infinity Part 2, I'm sorry, but I have to pick Infinity War over Endgame. Now, don't get me wrong, Endgame does a really great job on trying to do a really great things by having so many moments and great opportunities for us to have a great, you know, impression on the movie. But when you look at Infinity War last year, I'm sorry. The thing is, Infinity War last year was like a great crossover. I mean, you could say the same thing with Avengers, but you know that back then they were making movies involving Iron Man, Hulk, Thor, and Captain America, and they're trying to set it up for the 2012 hit movie. But here, we get to see the Avengers, Guardians in the Galaxy, and Spider-Man, and they managed to do a lot of great moments in the film. And I really think that I think that Infinity War has the most action out of Endgame. Yes, I can understand that Endgame is supposed to be more emotional, and while we get some kind of action scenes, but when you look at Infinity War again, you can tell that they probably wanted to put a lot of development onto Thanos. And as for the other characters, I'm just going to say this right now that if you really enjoy Spider-Man and the Galaxy and the Guardians of the Galaxy characters in the last movie, then no offense, but they're not in Endgame a lot. That's the thing that I'm going to point out, that they're not going to be in Endgame a lot. Because since that again Endgame is focusing on the Avengers and the raccoon character. That's really the only thing that when it comes to mind in Endgame. Which I can understand what they're going through, but when I watch Endgame, they really did when I watch Infinity War, they did so much with the characters and crossovers, and especially the actions that they did. I just think that Infinity War is better than Endgame, considering that they did so much effort and so much fan service for all of us. Now, if I want to rate these four movies, Avengers 1, 2, 3, 4, I will probably rate this movie, Avengers Endgame, at number 3. Avengers Age of Ultron, number 4. Avengers Endgame, number 3. The Avengers, number 2. And Avengers Infinity War, number 1. Not that this... Now, I really enjoy this movie, don't get me wrong, and I can understand what they're doing with this film, but what they did in the last film was really amazing and phenomenal, despite the fact that they didn't do a lot with the Hulk in the last movie. And I really think that they probably want to make this a really serious and really expensive movie to make in order to make all of us satisfied with the Avengers. Again, we didn't get any information that there's going to be Avengers 5 or not, but I really think that this is probably a way to end off the Avengers movies, because I just think that what they did in this movie from beginning to end, there's nothing to top. Now, I just wanted to point this out that yes, I'm aware that Spider-Man Far From Home is going to be premiering this July, but to be quite honest, they're focusing on other characters who didn't get a lot of screen time and stuff, because Spider-Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe debuted in 2016, which was 3 years ago in Civil War. So I really think that they're probably just trying to put some kind of focus on other characters who didn't get a lot. As for Guardians of the Galaxy, well, don't get me wrong. I think that it could happen with them getting a third movie, but considering the fact that they did something really amazing in this film, I don't think they're gonna be coming back. I just don't know what they're going to do with the aftermath when Spider-Man Far From Home comes out. And besides, I don't think we really need to expect from Marvel because as of now, they've released two movies of this year, and the next one is going to be Spider-Man. So at this point, even if they have so much money to do a lot of things at one time, I think that they probably need some time to recover until 2020. So anyway, I give this movie an 8 out of 10. It's a good movie, and it's a really good movie, but at the same time, I prefer Infinity War over this. Not to disrespect with anyone who actually adores this movie, especially its ending, but I have mixed opinions, and even if I respect what this movie is trying to do, unlike Infinity War, I still can't change my opinions on that. Anyway, that's all I have to say about Infinity War, Endgame. Thank God I got this review over with, so I don't have to worry about it anymore. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time.